I want to start it light, and I mean this in a kind of a fun way. But if you ever wake up in the morning and say to yourself, "What the heck did I get myself into with the challenge that this has been?"
No, not at all. I mean, you gotta like challenges. I mean, nothing comes easy if it means something to you. So no, not at all.
When you do and go through the process, you mentioned the business portion of it. You get in front of a room of business leaders. A lot of the perception of the Marlins throughout the years has been negative. You're trying to change that perception. What's your ideal thing you need to tell them and they need to hear about your vision?
Well, I think first and foremost, like you said, it's contrary to popular belief. We've gotten a warm welcome from the community, and whether it's individuals or corporations reaching out to us saying they want to be a part of this journey that we're on. So I think they understand the fact that we're coming in here with a plan. We're going to stick to our plan, and I think they understand also if you want to have an organization that's sustainable over time, there's some changes that needed to be made, and they have been understanding of that.
You have the business perspective, then you have the fan perspective. The fan perspective tends to be a little bit more passionate and not as rational as the business perspective. So when a fan comes to you, whether it be at Fan Fest, whether it be now at spring training, what do they say to you and what do you say back when they voice those concerns?
It's another thing that I think, contrary to popular belief, even the fans that I've met with, yeah, they voice concerns about, what are we doing? I hope you know the decisions that you're making, but I think they get it. Look, the problem is the fans haven't been coming in here in the numbers that we would like, right? And the reason they say that is because the team hasn't, won, and they haven't been in the postseason in 14 years. So if that's the reason why you're not coming, we got to change that. And in order to change that, we have to build an organization, and hopefully over time, when they see what we're doing, they're gonna come in here and be supportive.
Whether by design or it's just the way it's worked out, it seems like you have come in and said, "I'm going to pretty much change everything the way it was. I'm going to make it my mark, and not a knock on the old regime, but change whatever the old regime did to the smallest of details." Was that the plan, or is that just something that organically has happened as you've gone along?
No, there was no. We're not just changing things for the sake of changing things. And one thing we're doing this year is we're listening. Right, we're listening to the fans. I don't know what the in-game experience has been because I've only been to one game, right? But we're going to take this year as a transition year when it comes to the in-game experience and learn as much as we like. Whether it's food, it's music, it's other activities that are in the stadium. These are things that we need to learn about, and then we can make more changes in the future. But we understand that there needs to be change because, like I said, we need the fan base to come back, and we also need some new fans to come in. So we need to make this a fun atmosphere.
Does it make you at all, I don't want to say chuckle, but does it open your eyes a little bit where every little thing is so important? We joked a little bit about the home run sculpture, the seventh inning races with mascots, all these things that appear to be getting attention and traction, the smallest of details. Does that surprise you at all that every little thing is so critiqued, I guess is what I'm trying to say?
Well, I can't control what you guys choose to make a story out of, right? I mean, that's entirely up to you. It seems like a lot of times you might be a little bit bored, not have much to report.
We're just following the team. We're just following every move.
Yeah, so I've said before, I think the Marlins organization is getting more attention in these last 4 months than maybe they have in the last 25 years, which it means that people are passionate about it, I guess. So, no, it doesn't bother me.
What's the biggest thing you've learned so far in these 4 or 5 months since the first time we spoke to now, and where things are headed?
The biggest thing I've learned quite a bit, but I think when you're in this position here, I think you have to learn patience, right? Because I think when you're a player, you go out and you work out, you have a schedule that you're on, and you prepare for a season, and then obviously your performance on the field speaks for itself. Here you have to have a lot of patience, and like I said, we've only been here for 4 months. It seems like we've been here for a lot longer. So I'm excited that spring training is getting underway tomorrow, and we can have our focus on the field.
A couple more things. One of those happens to be the field, but one more thing about just the process you've been on. I know you've said all along you don't worry about what the press says, you don't worry about what's said positively, negatively, but it gets to you. I mean, when I say it gets to you, I mean the information gets to you somehow, ends up on your desk. When you get that info, how do you kind of figure out what you want to talk about, what you think is important or not from all the different stories that have come out in the last 4 months?
Some of it's comical. Some of it couldn't be further from the truth. But one thing I don't get into is the back and forth, right? I address things when I feel as though they need to be addressed. We've been open, we've been honest, we've communicated our message every opportunity that we've had. We can't control what speculation may be out there and what stories may be out there, but like I say, I try not to pay much attention to it. It can become irritating when it affects your business, but even speaking on the heels of Fan Fest, the fans came out and they were in good spirits, and I think everyone now is tired of a lot of the stories that have been out there and are ready for baseball to start.
And my final question is baseball. You got training, spring training started. You said you're going to be there. Look, most people are going to think this team's going to be bad, whether it be the so-called experts in the national media or baseball writers or fans themselves think this is a team that could lose 95, 100 games. When you hear that or read that or that gets to you, what do you think?
Good, doubt us. I love to be doubted. I've been doubted a lot of times in my career, and I think it's how do you handle that. For us, we're going to have a team on the field that handles itself in a first-class manner. We're going to have a team on the field that's accountable, responsible, and they're going to play hard, and they're going to work hard, and they're going to make our fan base proud, because every time you go out there, you have an opportunity to compete and you have an opportunity to win a game. So when people automatically assume you're going to win, assume you're going to lose, I think that's the wrong mindset. Give us an opportunity.
Finally, the captain's camp idea. I know Gary has been working on that. How much a part of the organization is that, and what you just talked about, building the kind of character guys that want to win?
I think it's huge. It's very important. We want to develop players. We not only need talent in our organization, but we also need to develop them, and we need to teach them what it takes in order to be a major league player. And that's how you carry yourself, not only on the field but off the field. So when I mentioned that our fan base is going to be proud of the players we have on the field, you're going to be proud of how they handle themselves, and you're going to be proud of the hard work and the dedication and the passion they play with.
Good stuff. Thanks, Derek.
Yeah,
See
no
you,
problem.
Jupiter.
All right,
You
yeah.
got it.